Pow. We're on. We're live. Hello to everyone tuning in. Anyone watching the VOD. How's it going? I missed you. I've been stuck in the salaryman zone. It's been a while. So my hot chip is almost here. It's being delivered as we speak, finally.
Going my way!
Oh, punishment. Punishment. Thanks for the punishment. That's 1 minute. You've denied me. See, here's the thing, right? If you've got beef, because I was talking shit, mad shit, letting my ego take control of my mouth, you can just punish me with the fucking hot chip meter, all right? That's 1 minute you've denied me beverages. Okay? So, things are going to get hella fuego in a week, I think. And so, Jigbimmy here is the first. The first of hopefully many subs. Up to 60. Because I don't think I could wait more than an hour to, like, drink something. And that was kind of like the level I felt I could comfortably match, right? If I'm doing, like, a charity thing.
Krackatoa!
No, K-Rob. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. Yeah, all the Fausts did well. Even Apology Man did really well. Like, a lot of the sets, like, he only won, I think, 2? But they were close. They're very close. So. Right? But RF was... RF was the king at 8-0. The only other person who did 8-0 was Churara. So RF cleaned house, right? 8-0 against North American team. And I kind of suspected this. So RF has been playing a lot. He's played more than any other Faust in the game. He's played more than 99.99999% of the rest of the Guilty Gear community. He's already exceptionally strong as a player. And his cleanliness is exceptional.
Going my way!
Ooh, Red Muffler Man, adding one to the hot chip penalty board. Welcome. Thanks so much. That's your resub too. Wow. Thanks so much. We're boosting my user metrics through the power of human suffering. That's how it works. That's the niche, you know? So, RF has undoubtedly played a lot. Exceptionally clean. Very clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness in GG. All right? There's nothing more important. I think he adjusts well. I think his setups are safer than they appear at first glance.
Going my way!
Terry Hesticle with the tier 1 sub. Thanks so much. We're up to 3 now. 3 minutes. What have I done? So, this hot chip is going to end me, I think.
Going my way!
It's Ryga just subscribed. Dang. We're going on up. So, if I can't last with this hot chip, then I'm going to be donating some shit to a local children's hospital. Well, maybe not the children's hospital, but their foundation, which is, I think they have a few hospitals here in Canada.
Going my way!
Yo, Irisha sax solo with the big sub. So it's Irisha, it's Ryga, Irish, a sax solo, It's Ryga. Terry Hesticle. Red Muffler Man. Big Red Muffler. And Jig Bimmy. Thanks so much. Irisha? Irish A? Irisha Saxel. Well, dude, that's what I thought it was. I thought maybe it was a reference I didn't get. A ref that was just too deep for me. So anyways, $5 on the line for every minute I fail.
Going my way.
Yo, Jugo to Pana.
Papa Crack.
How's it going? I am Big Papa. So, worst case, I bail immediately and I'm on the hook for $300. But you guys you guys are essentially like subbing to me, so I get like a decent amount of that back, right? So that's no problem. Like Twitch is getting their cut because that's the platform. If you guys ever feel like you want to donate directly to Chio, which is the charity I'll be doing, I'll be leaving links and all that shit everywhere. And then I feel like to balance things out, I'll just throw extra money at Chio at the end just to like make up the difference or something. You know, this is like a weird donation, clout, spice, adventure, Twitch shenanigans thing. It is what it is. So we'll just have fun with it, right? But I got a spiritual budget for this kind of stuff, so it's good. It'll be fun. Anyways, so the chip is here today. I think it's getting delivered shortly. I had to reorder it, and the second one I reordered is coming. I ordered it yesterday, and it's almost here. So I got a refund on the last chip, which just got lost. Fucking DHL. So, and we're gonna do that. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna learn some stuff. Haircut Regrets just subscribed. Yo, oh, I'm boned. I'm gonna be so fucked. Creedra gifting 5 tier 1 subs for human suffering.
Going my way.
So welcome Wexman, Spoon Fork Spork, Lonely Maw, Junior Goncho 85, and TFM Neolith. Thanks so much. We're boosting these user metrics.
My way.
So this will be a fun time, I think. I'm going to have to go the whole hour playing Guilty Gear with this, like, deliriously hot chip. Apparently, it's way more powerful than, the, like, hot sauce.
Going my way.
So I'm excited. I'm so excited. This is going to be good. So I'm going to get fucked up. I'm hoping. If it's not a big deal, then...
Going my way.
Shit.
For Operation Success.
But my hope is that... I like bail immediately. Like,
going my way.
Like I hope it destroys me so hard that I literally have to be like, fuck it. I have to give $300 to charity. Give me the milk. Like if it's that hot, finally. Right? So, anyways, thanks so much for all the support. Thanks so much for all the subs.
Going my way.
Yo. Spoon Fork Spork? Gifting a sub? Paying it back? Ruvigo. Channel regular Ruvigo. Thanks so much. Yo, that's sick though. I appreciate it. 56 viewers already in here, maybe more. A lot of followers, a lot of subs. I appreciate that. Get the word out. Where's your item? Oh shit. I was wondering what the hell that was. Where's my... Sorry, I had the queue open. Where did it go? There it was. I found it. It was missing. Give me that wheel. Give me that wheel. Let me in. The glorious item toss wheel. 1,000 channel points. Where the fuck was it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where's my wheel? Spin of the wheel. Item toss. Is covered. Let's try that again. One more time. Yo, there you go. Fireworks. Congratulations. You did it. 4th of July. Okay. I think I'm almost set up. Everything's good. Okay, I got the wheel down here.
Going my
chat
way.
open. Yo, holy shit. Napsta Bluke VR. I was just talking about Deltarune. That's sick. Dang, we're gonna hit 60 in like no time. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Krackatoa!
Yo, and Lambton Worm is now following. Thank you so much. Enjoy the emotes, everyone. Okay, all right. Enough of this. Enough of this. Time to start. Get some chill tunes. Okay. So, first up, I think we have Octopimp versus RF. Now, no offense to Octopimp, but he's busy voice acting, right? This guy put all of his skill points into charisma, right? At character creation.
Going
Right? Left
my
nothing
way!
left over for dexterity, I assume. Yo, Zyphiness with the gift sub to Jack Sweatshirt. Thanks so much. So, I predict, no offense to him, but he's fighting the strongest player in Guilty Gear right now, probably. So he's gonna get obliterated, I'm sure. I don't know what they were thinking putting these teams together, but like, I guess they didn't like corroborate, right? So Japan is just like loaded to bear with like the strongest, most monstrous, disgusting players, regardless of like celebrity or presence or whatever. And they do have known players, but they just went for, let's get the A team of monsters here, right? And they have a huge selection to choose from. And then US side, they're like, let's get the biggest names on Twitch to come and have fun, you know, get them in there. And they got washed. They got washed. But a lot, like, they did have killers on US team, right? And honestly, it's like, I don't think it's actually like a huge problem to like mismatch teams even in an exhibition like this. I think that's actually kind of interesting. Yeah, and they had a limited selection. They could only get West Coast players, right? So, yeah, Reynolds did excellent. Actually, Apology Man did really well. I need to find the score sheet. But honestly, like 17 to 30, I don't think that's actually like that bad, right? Boom. Here we go. So, that's the score. So let's see. Yeah, Apology Man did pretty good. Cloud 1, 2. Hanzo Gonzo 1, 1, 2. And Reynolds did exemplary. All of his matches went down to the wire, even if he didn't win them all. Dang. So I think it was pretty interesting. I missed most of it because I was out at a company dinner, sadly. Yeah. So, anyways, I think everyone did exceptionally well. Like, so of what I saw, and I was hopping between the streams and stuff. But today we're looking at RF, the monster. All right. And then in about an hour and a half, I'll probably hop on over to, or 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'll hop over to Ramola's tournament. She's running the Coliseum 2. I entered at 6. I thought Apology Man did really well. Just seeing what I saw. His neutral's good. I just think he needs more playtime. I think that's it. Because all I saw about RF was like, you can see what like time offers to a player. RF is exceptionally clean as a Faust player. He doesn't overextend himself. He doesn't necessarily... What he does is he goes for super low-risk plays until he has enough information. Anyways, thank you all so much. That was 17 subs and 3 bits. I'll take those bits. Fantastic. I can share an emote, it says. Choo-choo. Hypeon. Excellent. Dog emotes. I love dogs. Hood Ninja, thanks for the follow. Lambton Worm, thanks for the follow. Yeah. So here's the thing. And this was going to be, this might be a spoiler for my YouTube channel, but I was going to do a spacing.mp4. A video specifically about the benefits of doing like super max range or spaced options. So Nage talked about this. I think he did, because like Google Translate can only do so much, right? But Nage went on about like a super max range dive kick, right? As a counter poke option. It's so fast now that it can actually check forward movement similar to a far S and a 2H. So, you know, people are running at you, you want to poke them, right? You want to take a pot shot. Well, there are some attacks in the game that do really well against 2H and far S while in approach, right? And in those same situations, hello, Des. In those same situations, the dive kick can work. The dive kick seems exceptionally good at like beating preemptive buttons. I feel like it fills a role. I need to spend more time thinking about it and more time looking at what it beats exactly. But I think preemptive dive kick in neutral, really low to the ground, to just stick out an active box, because dive kick that's the thing about dive kick, right? It has all these different properties, right? We talk about 5H being good. Why is 5H good? It's very active, right? Leads to a lot on counter hit. Well, how active is dive kick? Right? Answer me that question. How active is dive kick? It's variable, right? Dive kick is active until it hits the ground. And you take a decent amount of time to get to the ground after doing it. So in essence, it's similar to 5H. All those situations where characters are like sticking their hand into the blender, so to speak, right? Where they poke into a 5H. You stick out the 5H ahead of time and they can't react, and they stick out far S and they poke into it, right? Yeah, Splurmpy got it right till you land. So that stick your hand into the blender effect, right? That's very useful. That is a very strong preemptive tool. So the other benefit is that dive kick at a distance and low to the ground is safe. Even on block, it's safe. Mostly safe. Mostly safe. So is it a stronger blender than 5H? Well, here's another property.
Krackatoa!
How much recovery does dive kick have after it whiffs? Right? What is the whiff recovery of dive kick? Right? Because it's a jumping normal, right? It has virtually no whiff recovery. That's correct. I think it's slightly more. I think it's like 2 frames more than jump recovery, something like that. They could have removed that. They could have taken that away. How's the music, by the way? Can you guys even hear that? Let me know. So, Robin asked, do you have enough time to react to dive kick when they're running at you? You do, but it might not be what you think. So, oh, good. So dive kick has the active frames of 5H and no whiff recovery. If you're playing neutral against a reactive opponent, or even someone just running forward, right? And like you're not 100% sure if they're going to run in or walk back or just use movement. Right? If they get the 5H to whiff, they can whiff punish on reaction. I think I posted that in the Faust versus Faust.mp4 video. It's like, oh, look at these 3 normals you can whiff punish on reaction if you just like focus, right? And move in neutral, play footsies. 5H, far S, and 2H. You cannot whiff punish a dive kick on reaction. Or at least if you could, you'd have to be like some monster. So we have the active frames of 5H, but without the whiff recovery. So a really low dive kick in neutral preemptively fills a space in a different way than the 5H. Yeah, Ratmeat has it right. That's kind of like the summary. So dive kick like 2H? It's hard to say. I think so. I think it feels like a certain void where if you're scared of people dash blocking, like if you're scared of dash blocking, but you're also scared of like dash in far ass, the preemptive dive kick might be the answer. Because you don't die on block or hit if it's spaced correctly. And you have the potential to land like a decent knockdown on counter hit, right? So that's my thinking. And these are things I've pulled from like past GGs. Yeah, that's the other thing. Shwelly W is right. Is that it does okay against air dashing opponents. Depends on the height, though. Depends on the height. Yeah. So, that's my thinking. So when you see RF doing dive kick really low to the ground in neutral, think about that. A replacement for 5H. And also, I think the dive kick can actually hit like low profile moves. Anyways, let's get started. All right. I'm going to mute it. Okay. Let's have a little go. Oh. Let's see. Okay. I'm just gonna line things up. There we go. Here we go. Almost there. Okay, perfect. We're all lined up. Robib. So then this makes neutral jumping a lot stronger. If you start to represent low altitude dive kicks, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that benefits neutral jumping because this dive kick, this low to the ground dive kick, is coming out too fast to react to. Yeah, so RF streamed. I'm getting footage from his channel. So he streams with like a similar layout to this, so I blew it up. Okay. So anyways, let's just take a look. What's going on? Neutral, right? Goes to the corner. Breaks. What's the post-break situation? Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. A lot of reactive play, right? I don't have good timeline controls on Twitch. But that's the thing. RF plays very reactively.
Krackatoa!
Yo, Hero Quality, thanks for the follow. Oh, great knockback. Great use of slide head by Octopimp. Oh, see, there's that dive kick too. So this dive kick is good against Pot, because Pot's issue is that Pot has trouble with like Pot's stuff isn't disjoint. Is Chroma Key fucking with the video feed? I don't have any Chroma Key on it. Everything looks good on my end. Oh, I wonder. Give me a sec. Let me check. Oh, you know what? There is a Chroma Key on it. Boop. Thank you. Figured it out. You were right, chat. I didn't believe. We're all good. Anyways. Here we go. Everything's good now. So, you're just going to see a lot of zoning. The thing about Pot in this matchup is he has to be really consistent about flicking correctly. Like, you must flick. You must flick those. As soon as you start blocking the bag toss, Faust gets in for free. And Faust's offense is pretty good. Great conversion. That's a hard confirm. Far S into mix. Safe item throws. Good flick. Because Octopimp's not getting much in the way of advantage for flicking, like he's not like flicking and then Hammerfall breaking in. He can just keep throwing bag, right? Because it's just a neutral situation. The bag discourages like raw Hammerfall in neutral, right? So he's forcing, by throwing bag, he's encouraging Octo to play reactively instead of going for like these big neutral reads. And that bolsters his neutral, right? It's like, oh, I dare you to react now. I dare you to play reactively and watch the screen. Slow down the match. And that's something you can sort of do to kind of like draw your opponent into a certain game plan, which you then capitalize on. So it's fine to do things that are punishable on a reaction if you're ready to punish them for playing reactively in neutral or whatever. Offense, Oki, what have you. Oh, what a nice little conversion. 5P, 6H combo. Oh my god. That was a dangerous dive kick. So, that's a curious bag. Was that flickable? Or was he too close? Right? He needs shit here. He throws a bag. But it looks like he goofs the flick. Oh, he's going in. Oh, no. That's a lot of damage. Great conversion. Tries to bait the burst. Closes out the round. So he's just slow. He's just not. He's just slowing down the pace of the match by throwing these bags. And he knows that if Octo goofs up once, then he wins essentially. Like, he only needs, when you're playing super clean, right? You only need the opponent to goof up once, and you're in a great situation. So these are what I've been curious about lately, and this actually encouraged my like .mp4 spacing thing. So how does Pot, when he has the afro on, how does he get under this bag toss here at max distance jump D, right? So if he's deep, imagine if RF was not here, right? But here, what would the situation be different, right? And how would it be different, right? So here, jump air throw is no longer an option. The opponent has to get close enough to get up and to Faust before the bag goes active, right? But over here, that's not the case. He can just jump back or jump straight up or jump forward and get into throw range. But as you're spaced out, that's not the case. And I've tested this. Even characters like Soul struggle to run under a bag to get up and air throw. So a max distance jump D into bag toss, because of the afro extending their hurt box up, they struggle to run under the bag for the full punish. And even if they do, all they can do is air throw if they're lit on fire. And they have to block the explosion after the air throw animation is over. So they don't get Oki either. And if they block, if they respect it, because they're scared of other stuff, or they can't do anything, then you just go in. Super plus. So I don't necessarily do that because I'm focusing on other aspects of afro pressure. But it's safe, consistent, easy to time, and gives you advantage, like very nice plus frames, right? Oh, touch loud? Gotcha. I wonder what happened. Their balance is uneven. Do you have an explanation for his consistent use of his mix drift RC upwards, jump S, jump H? It's a way of reestablishing pressure. It's easier to do than like the high-low. And I think just like putting yourself in a situation where you're just like plus and at advantage is like, it's you're not going to goof up, right? You're not going to goof up. They're not going to get a reversal window. It's consistent. A consistent way to reestablish plus frames. So he's just taking that instead of going for like a high-low mix-up. Which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Lonely Maw is asking about whiffs into snip. Anytime they can't react to the snip, or you can threaten with another option to trap them, it's real, right? So being right in front of them, coming in from a jump in, whatever. But real, define real, right? You have to be ready to challenge fuzzy jump. You have to be ready to challenge fuzzy backdash, them poking buttons, right? So you need to have the rest of your offense built up, or it's not going to feel real, right? Because you're going to run into players who can just like, oh, they'll just fuzzy jump when they suspect the window's coming. You'll be like, why can't I hit this guy? Why can't I grab him? He always seems to jump, and he always seems to block. What's going on? And this is like just wearing on him. RF's just playing so solid. Good bait. Yeah. Who goes out. So here, Faust can actually, like, depending on the connection, right? You can actually just jump forward on a reaction. But they're playing West Coast to Japan. So I don't think that was the case. So jumping back with dive kick is actually like a decent prediction punish to like Pot Buster. And Octo's not punishing like dive kicks correctly. So why not? Yeah. And so you can't really punish, like, what's the difference between a jump age and a regular jump, right? Like, it's possible to, like, whiff a hammer fall, or not a hammer fall, but, like, whiff an option at max distance and then just die because he didn't press jump age, right? Well, Lord Knight, what's up? Are there dive kicks that are just straight up punishable? Yeah, most of them. Like, in this matchup, I'm pretty sure you can reaction Heat Knuckle, and it will just beat every option. I could be mistaken. Heavenly's free. Depending on how you time the 5P, 5P will work fairly consistently, depending on the range. But you can goof it, right, with a delayed cancel and whatnot. And you have to be clean, right? That's the thing. If you goof it up, you get knocked down, right? That's no good. But it's distance specific, what you need to do. You want to lab max distance dive kick, close distance dive kick, low dive kick. And there are matchups and situations where there is like a mix up there, where it's not 100% punishable every time. But I think for Pot, Heat Knuckle, I'd have to double check. I don't have the game open, sadly. But you have to be able to represent the fact that you can punish it. Or like make the attempt. 6P or whatever. Or, you know. This things sort of like fall into Faust's favor. But if you're meterless and you land and you block a dive kick at the right distance, Mozarty just subbed. Thanks so much. Adding one to the hot chip board. You'll find that, yeah. So if Pot has 50 bar, I'm pretty sure he has like guaranteed BRC punishes. You can always BRC in the gap also to get like a huge punish against bag toss, and also squeeze in between dive kick and mix. But it's difficult. It's difficult.
Going my
T-spin,
way.
holy shit. T-spin, what are you doing? Damn. Flooded the board. Dang it.
Going my way.
You really love human suffering, huh? You really love it. You really, really love it. So welcome, Bracket Man PS. Man, you just keep getting gifted subs out here.
Going my way.
X Scundini, Iska de Guad, Link owns 212, Widley Watts, Pollo Con Carne, Roboto
Going
Dent,
my way.
Shadow Seeker 20, Adapt, hello, Cracker Jap. Thank you so much.
Going my way.
Dang it. Well, I'm going to get fucked up. So in case none of you realize what's going on or don't know what's going on,
Going my way.
I'm doing a charity stream in a week where I eat the Pocky hot chip for every sub up to 60. And then for every sub,
Going my way.
I have to wait a minute extra before I can drink water or some beverage or milk or whatever. Some whatever. And for every minute I fail to
Going my way.
pay in suffering, I have to donate $5 to charity, the local children's hospital. Chio. So it's like a Canadian foundation for like children's research. So I'm on the hook for up to, I think, approximately $300 thereabouts. And if I manage to go the whole hour and like deny some kids, you know, like a $300 donation, I'll put some in. So it's not too lopsided.
Krackatoa.
Those chips are no joke. Yeah, well, all the hot sauce I ate up until this point was like real bland. So we'll see. I want to like get fucked up. So if I start hallucinating, that's great. Yeah, Faust would like that. Anyways, let's go find us another match. Ooh. RF versus Mike Ross. Waxel. Very strong player. Great fundamentals. I think they're just doing a button check at the moment. Oh. There we go. Oh, we got 2 item toss spins. One for Slightly James. Yo, you got an afro? Donut. Congrats. Yeah. So. Fantastic.
Krackatoa.
Yo, Jazz192, thanks for the follow. And Roboto Dent, I know you just got gift sub, but also thank you for the follow. Thanks so much. So, all right, I think we're going to get into it in a moment. And shoutouts to RF. Putting in work. Strongest golfer. RF. You know, D4, B5. You got Chibi Faust and Ruvica. Oil Drum. Congrats. All right. I'm excited. Okay, we're almost there. Back up. So I don't think this matchup's actually that bad. However, I do think it favors Axel a little bit in net play. Once you, as your reactions get honed and you start understanding what you can do reactively against Axel's options. Excuse me. I have coffee gut. Certain avenues for offense and defense open up to you. If you can dive kick his Renson on reaction, you can actually stand at 2/3 screen and beat all of his Renson options with dive kick on reaction. You just like see him do the pose for Renson, you jump, you dive kick, and you just hit him. That was way stricter to like shut off his like various options like upsickle and all that stuff pre-patch. So the range you could do that at got longer and more generous overall, which is fantastic. So honing your reactions in this matchup, knowing what you can react to, is very good. But as you get further and further away from Axel, internet-wise, rollback starts to factor into stuff. And so certain techniques kind of like fall by the wayside. In this matchup, I want to see when RF runs in like a goof. And I want to see everything leading up to that point. You'll see very conservative play. I think playing conservatively is like very important. I'm not sure how much Faust XP Waxel has, but we'll see. Yeah, against dive kick in this matchup, I think Axel can actually just consistently like block or get hit. So long as he doesn't get counter hit, he can punish dive kick options, all of them, unless Faust has RC. I think 5P just like beats everything, but you have to time it, and timing it is not that easy, right? Because you have to do it like frame 1 out of block or frame 1 out of hit stun, and so the buffer is small. If you're too late, you'll get hit. So it's not something you can do easily without time in the lab. Goes in. Very safe pressure string. Doesn't cancel his 5H. Doesn't try to like overextend. Doesn't try to give Axel any punish option. The 2H is fully punishable on block, right? Item toss, fully punishable. Ooh, that's what I wanted to take a look at. What does he do? Let's say boop, boop, cancel. Dive kick punish against Renson. Yeah, you cannot. With the new dive kick, it's really easy for Faust to dive kick Renson. Even if that dive kick was on prediction, you can do it on reaction if the connection is good. So playing reactively and knowing your reactionary options, very strong. And it will help you clean up this matchup. You'll goof less, you'll lose less life, you'll gain more knockdowns, right? And the match will start to slip into your favor. Yeah. So here's the thing. Representing Scalpel at the end of your block string forces the opponent to play reactively, right? They start watching the screen. They start pressing nothing because they want that free 6P against the Scalpel. But if they're waiting like that, they might not try to capitalize after, like as tightly as they could normally if they just like commit to something. So doing so and like forcing them to play reactively can open up other options for you on block, right? Because players need to, a reactive player is working with a small delay in their play and their decisions, right? Someone playing reactively is going to react like they're going to do their option like 15 frames or 20 frames later as a response to your whatever you do, right? They're watching you, waiting for you to do something, and then choosing what they're going to do, whether that's move, jump, poke, or whatever, respond, right? So an opponent can run forward while playing reactively. They can jump while playing reactively, but they can't swing big while playing reactively, right? And so if you're not afraid of any of the big buttons or the 6Ps or whatever, all the whiff punishable stuff, if you're not afraid of those options, what's your game plan for someone who's purposefully shackled themselves away from those bigger, riskier plays, right? If they're just watching you, what can you do? And you can move forward.
Krackatoa.
You can maybe do something that is too hard to react to. You can move and try to trick them. Oh, you're reacting to my forward run with buttons? Well, I'm going to run forward and stop. And then walk backwards. And they reacted to your run, but you didn't actually commit to anything. All right? Capital Wojtek, thanks so much for the follow. And Jazz Funk. Nice dive kick. That's an interesting dive kick. Out of pressure? Yeah. So that dive kick's pretty much like he can jump without much fear, right? Like Axel can't do a lot of damage there if he jumps after the 2H. Axel's options are quite limited. Because he doesn't have any like other Gatlings there, right? So he can only special cancel. All right. Well, that was a dive kick. That was a dive kick. Oh, this is real bad. Now he's on fire. He has to hold this. What are these dive kicks, I wonder? What are they going after? So he's trying to get Axel to preemptively press a button to stick his button into the dive kick so he can get the mix knockdown. But I'm wondering what options from Axel actually lead to that. whether it's 2S or whatever. Because I think 2S isn't completely disjoint. And so if you get to the active frames of dive kick and he tries to 2S, he might actually eat shit. But it's very unsafe. But here's the thing. If you're not getting punished all that much for a particular option, unless you're like sacrificing like a really good offense in exchange for what you're doing, right? In this case, I don't think that's the case. Then why not, right? Why not give it a go if it leads to something, right? If they fail to deal with it. See, there we go. Got beat clean. But it's hard to tell when you're watching players play, right? Are they being toxic? Are they having fun? Or are they actually like trying to get into the opponent's head and actually like institute a completely solid, favorable game plan, right? If you watch me stream, sometimes I'll just run pressure that's all 5Ps, right? And it's like, that's not good, right? Yeah. There's some hella toxic players on Team Japan. Churarara. Nage. Nage is exceptionally toxic. You guys don't know. He's actually like pure toxicity. If you followed his stuff in Exerd, he would actually sandbag super hard in matches. So he would save meter for Blitz IK, which involves the opponent having no bar and no burst. And then when you have up to 75 bar or more, you blitz something on a read, and then you activate IK, and they can't IK you back. Or they can't blitz back either, because they don't have blitz to reject it. So it only works if you sandbag super hard. Blitz is like, if you ever played Soul Calibur, it's like Guard Impact, right? So it's like, there's a video on my YouTube. It's like a little dated, but it shows you me blitz IKing and blitzing people's burst on like super hard reads and then IKing them. And it only works if the opponent has 0 bar or at the last like 10% of their life in Hellfire state and you're on the last round. It's the only time you can do it. And to set it up so consistently means you need to sandbag super hard for your opponent to like coax it out of them, to coax out the situation. It's very strategic. It's the funnest way to play Exerd. It's the best. So I spent probably like a good year playing Exerd, and that's all I would do online. It was a secret to my power. So Nage would do that. Nage would also just hoard meter for instant kill. If he thought it was like a decent like line to play. Exerd was great like that. If you wanted to be like a piece of shit, you could. You could be a piece of shit if you wanted to be. In this, you can be a piece of shit and play, but it doesn't involve instant killing your opponent.
Krackatoa!
Right? There's an aesthetic there that is very enjoyable to me, right? You don't even find it in Plus R. Plus R has instant kills, but they're not like as applicable. Am I a Magic the Gathering player? You could say that. I'm pretty casual. I do have some decks. Oh. Oh, the Kisness. All right, we got Kizzy here. All right. So Kiz has been making lost jokes for so long, but I guess it's time for comeuppance, right? It's time. Now, Kizzy's an excellent player. Very strong. Good fundamentals. But RF is like a scary beast. But I think this matchup probably favors Kai. Kai's ground movement is really good. DP is really good. He's got a lot of like decent tools for dealing with Faust in this game, I feel. But Kai's defense isn't necessarily like, even with the DP, it's not necessarily the best. Faust can hedge really well in this matchup. And like, I think Faust has like these really strong plays that he can do regardless. Especially once he lands Afro. See, this was this dive kick I'm talking about. This one is so safe. Like, what do you do? I don't think that might be punishable with like 5p. Maybe. But it's so hard. And at that distance, you can actually like throw bag and you'll hit their 6p or their 5p or their short button because your hurtbox will recede. So, yeah. So the reason why 5p, 2p into dive kick is good, answer this question for me, chat. Chat, how long does it take to jump over a normal? In frames. How long does it take to get over a 2K? Right? How much time do you need? Less than a second. In frames. That's 60 frames. That's less than 60 frames? At least 2 frames? 5 frames? Yeah, so here's the thing. You need 5 frames, approximately 5, to get up and over a low hitbox normal. Right? Because jump is 4 frames, right? Jump, pre-jump, and then you leave the ground, and you've just barely gotten up off the ground. But that's enough to get over stuff like a 2P, right? Have you ever seen a 2P airhead an opponent? No. Like, you can't catch them once they leave the ground, right? As soon as they leave the ground, they're above it. What's Faust's fastest poke? How fast is his fastest poke? 5P? How fast is his 2P, right? 6 frames. And dive kick comes out whenever you want in the air, right? So say I'm 0 against the opponent, right? And they're doing a low attack or a light low, 2K or something, right? Right? What's my fastest tool then? Right? If they're using a bunch of low options at like levels of frame disadvantage, like kind of even, right? What's your fastest option? Jumping over their option, jumping over their button is technically faster than your jab, right? You need less time to get up and over a set of low options from the opponent. And what can you do once you've jumped over their option? You can dive kick. Ergo, dive kick in certain situations against certain spreads of options is faster or as fast as your jabs. Dive kick is technically like a jab if they're not pressing buttons that can cover that upper space, right? Like if they're not doing buttons that will cover this zone up here, right? Like above, right? If they're doing low buttons, dive kick is exceptionally fast. So you might see defensive. Oh, he just did. He just tried to do it. That was exactly what I was talking about. Did you see it? He tried to go over a 2K or a 2P or something, right? But the 6K from Kai, not only is it, well, it's kind of slow, but it challenges that upper space properly, right? Dive kick does have a lot of startup on its own, right? So the advantages of jumping, getting over something, is sort of negated by even slow, high-hitting moves. A 2H, One of the bigger far S's, the ones that have a lot of verticality to them. So the higher buttons completely negate dive kick's benefits. But are those high hitting moves weaker in some aspect, right? We normally think of those fast, low, tight options as being exceptionally strong and lead to great situations, even on block, right? That's why we have all this like damage proration. But dive kick negates those low options really well in situations of like advantage, disadvantage, where it's like kind of even, right? In those evenish situations, the dive kick is very dominant against the low options, and it forces the opponent into these higher options that hit higher that might be weaker in some aspect. Either they don't Gatling well on block, or they're reaction punishable. Kai 6K is actually reaction punishable with crawl.
Krackatoa!
So forcing the opponent to these slow options that are less advantageous, you can expand your defensive power, right? By representing something like that. The problem is defensive dive kick is horribly unsafe on hit up close. So unless it counter hits or you have meter, and in this situation I believe he did have meter, or maybe he didn't. I think defensive dive kick is very dominant, but very risky to overuse and very risky in general. That's an old holdout Faust thing. In plus R and Exerd, defensive dive kick like this in this situation is extremely powerful. It's actually like super dumb. It's why Faust is like a top tier character in both of those games. But yeah, the ability to low crush with a jump dive kick is one of Faust's secret powers. God Almighty, thanks for the follow. And the Larry Cage and Koiso Chocobo, Capral Wojtek. Thanks so much. Yeah, dive kick in this matchup is really good against Fudra Arc if you can't reaction punish it. But you also go over like a lot of low options or like low pokes from Kai. You also deal with his far S quite well by doing prediction dive kick. Oh, nice crawl. Took the frame advantage, right? So, I mean, you can always block if Kai PRC's here, right? Playing reactively, crawls, full punish. Oh, good. Does that combo? Didn't combo. Oh, here's the thing. That he clashed with Mini Faust and gave Faust time to recover. But Mini Faust then ruined the punish.
Going my way!
Yo, Stein, thanks so much.
Yo, what is up, my guy?
We're watching RF Sensei. And that's just always good. 5D RC? Fantastic. Exceptional. So Kizzy tried to do like a micro dash here in round start, but didn't act.
Krackatoa!
So that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. You got the IB. You're +3 after blocking 2P. And reacting to that is very hard in a JP to West Coast connection. But if you can react to the fact that you've blocked a Faust 2P, and it is possible, whether blocked or hit, if you can register the fact that the 2P is connected and you're close, you need to be ready to challenge Faust. A lot of your mid-range buttons can't be jumped when you're at +3. Faust is just too big. He can't get the dive kick out in time. It's a little better now that they reduced the hurt box on dive kick. And I think that was part of the reason for the hurtbox change on dive kick. I thought there was a hurtbox change in the patch notes. This maneuver of like crushing options in close got a little stronger. But even then, if you're -3 as Faust, a tight button, you can't get over those tight buttons very well. So if you're not representing your mid-range buttons after blocking Faust's light normals, like 2P, especially when you're this close, you're giving up the potential to like delete his life bar, right? Because he was gonna eat a lot of shit on round start here if Kizzy had acted after the 2P. But it's very hard. It's very hard to do. Right? That was a 16 frame gap. 15 frame gap. So Kai had access to a lot of potential options, and the only thing he would have eaten is a 5P or 2P if he had acted. Faust did another button. But even then, if he has a 10 frame normal or 9 frame normal, depending, 10 frame, Faust has to be super tight to even like challenge Kai, because he's -3, right? So doing another P normal from disadvantage, depending on the character and the matchup, is very unsafe. And it's not worth the reward. But going to your high reward options in that situation is important. You have to show, at least RF, that you're willing to like that you can cleanly press buttons, or he's going to keep going for those light normals into far S 2H item toss. And he's just going to test you until you do something. And you'll see a recurring theme. You see all the RF 5P, 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 5P into like far S 2H. He's just testing you. It's just a test. Do you know what to do after you block 5P or 2P? Do you know what to do after 2H? Yeah, reduce the hurt box before the attack comes out. I think they raised the hurt box. There's that dive kick. See, these dive kicks are so good. Like that. That's such a... The sequence is so nice. So caught him doing dash up 2H, which is not the right idea. Not against these low dive kicks. These low dive kicks need to be challenged differently. You have to take the frame advantage after blocking it. React to the fact that he canceled into nothing. Good luck. Or shimmy back and try to whiff punish, or take the advantage after the whiff. It's not easy. Dive kick is ridiculously strong by the fact that it's not whiff punishable on reaction. These low dive kicks are exceptional. These are like 5H. They should be used like 5H. And if you're playing against Faust, you want to separate the categories of dive kick. Low dive kick is different from high dive kick, much different. Deep dive kick, deep into their head, is much different from a far super max range dive kick. They all have different answers associated. But that super low dive kick is the one I'm excited most about. So both Nage and RF
Krackatoa!
have been talking about this kind of dive kick, the low dive kick, the active dive kick, the safe on block dive kick. And then reducing the startup means that it is now an invisible poke, right? If someone's just watching the screen, right, they're watching and playing reactively, they can't react to the dive kick whiff, or it's very difficult. It's super hard. So if they completely bait it out, right, they still have to press a button on a read to punish it. That's insane. So maybe I can put Lord Knight's feelings into words. But this patch did all of this for Faust. His mid-range got so buff. And I will say in certain matchups, these benefits kind of like fall off. Oh, see, they might not react to the 10 frame. It's like 10 frame plus travel time plus landing recovery. And in some cases, they're also reacting to the jump. It's like, yeah, but still, you're right. It's not enough to react to. Which matchups? I think certain characters who are really good at challenging Faust options when they have even the slightest amount of frame advantage or at 0 are problem matchups for Faust. Excuse me. So, yeah, I think Geo, I could be wrong about the Geo matchup. I could be wrong. Because here's the thing. Geo's really bad at dealing with the chaos. Her movement is very like straightforward, right? Very limited. She has a really good run. And really good trade options in neutral. The flip kick is so good. It's like she has a lot of really strong tools, but I feel like they're flawed to deal with the she doesn't have the movement requirements to set up all like to get around Faust's shit, right? So once he gets going, right? Once the gotcha starts coming out. Not very good at getting around hammer, right? So but I still think that it's probably still favorable for her just because her potency, her damage is so high and her movement is technically safe that even if she's put in a disadvantageous situation like on block without really good item cover, I think she's winning, right? She's winning a situation where she's even, or Faust is like trying to like bait her into something or trying to like run a throw mix up. The strike throw situation that Faust can create is still not powerful enough. Her gold burst being safe on block is also kind of fucked up. There might be answers there, but it's just like, it's just kind of, it's fucked up. Anyways, can I add some text here?
Going my way!
Make sure to give RF some love, right? Whenever you see him. And E-Man Jr. 100. Thanks so much for the tier 1. Yeah, gold is minus 10. Faust doesn't have any 10 frame normals except for 5k, and 5k whiffs on Geo's recovery. Oh, we're up against Moist Hatashi. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. So this matchup, I was going to spend my week digging into the Nago matchup, but I got fucked by work. I got absolutely bodied. I was stuck working on PowerPoint presentations every hour of every day for the past week and a half. And it was just like, it was a nightmare. It was so bad. So I'm good now. But I really want to watch this set. Oh my God, he popped. Fuck, I need to go back. I have to go back and watch the whole fucking thing again. Nice hit. That's a really good Nago thing in this matchup. That rising jump poke. Just challenge. Very good. Perfect. But notice. Oh, clip by the supercharged. That's the West Coast to Japan 5D. Very good. So here's the thing. if he had blocked, right? Nagoriyuki would have had to spend 2 Fukyo's worth of blood to get in, which isn't like that bad, especially at super low blood. But anything, whenever he has to make an investment in blood in this matchup, he's getting closer to high level. And once he gets in that range, his movement becomes terrible. Look at this. Well, he already popped. What the hell happened? So he did that move, Crank's blood again, and now he's just like, screwed, right? Oh, didn't get the good punish. So forcing, a lot of this matchup can actually just be around getting Nagoriyuki to invest and then not dying. Once he's at super high level, his options become very limited. Your defense actually goes up, right? Even though you could technically explode if you get counter hit. Your low risk options like jumping out, movement, all that stuff become even stronger because Nagoriyuki can't chase after you. Right? He's lost he can't Fukyo, he'll pop. He can't Beyblade, he'll pop. He can't do anything but walk forward and press buttons. And if that's the case, and you get item train going, like a bunch of items, what's he going to do? He has to sit there and take it, right? And look at that whiff punish, reaction whiff punish. So this is something Nagoriyuki has to do in neutral, is he has to make these hard callouts with 2H against your like jumping options, dive kick and whatnot. Standing pokes, try to counter hit you. But they're all reaction punishable. Yeah. If you survive Nagoriyuki doing his stuff, he'll gas himself. But like this, the game is still on if he pops in front of you. There is a player I ran into in Celestial who has a game plan entirely based off popping blood in your face. Hyuk, who was a Faust player, formerly. Now playing the zaniest, silliest, most fucked up Nagoriyuki. I think it's the same guy. The silliest Nagoriyuki player I'd ever seen. This might be a different Hyuk. But it was fantastic. It was so magical. I was like, what are you doing, you goof? But it was very... He showed in one short set, showed me everything I needed to see about Blood Rage and popping in front. Very good. Oh, this I love. I love this. This is where I tuned in yesterday after, I think. Watch this. So, Nagoriyuki doesn't really have good... He's almost popped, so his movement options are strangled, right? Strangled movement, so he can't Fukyo and get under. So how the hell is he going to get up to air throw this if he can't get close enough? Right? Feel like RF is like way more aware of his items and how they're going to interact. Yes, that's true. And that comes with experience. Comes with experience, playing a lot, right? It's very good. But also he plays at a very slow pace. So he's willing to let the item just do its thing, right? He's not necessarily going in off of it. He'll just use it to pull more items and just be clean. Yeah, the 2H buff in this matchup was fantastic for giving Faust options to whiff punish. Lonely Maw, you're right. So, what does Nagoriyuki do against this? Right? This long distance jump D, it's not like point blank, right? He didn't go for the fuzzy necessarily. But this is very hard to punish. And then, look at that. He even got the overhead conversion, right? Now, did it overhead or did it hit as a whiff punish? Hit overhead. Now, I think if I was playing on defense, I would have stood up there like all the time because Faust's like low options are not very good at that distance. But maybe on like west coast of Japan, right? It kind of fucked up. Goes in. Got a big rollback. Ooh, so here I think he might have goofed the punish. But I think it's hard to Yeah. So that is a punishable situation. If he had done Beyblade faster, if he was playing on a better connection, it might be actually pretty easy for Nagoriyuki to reaction punish that item toss. But they're West Coast of Japan, right? So responding to the post far S, post 2H situation is much more difficult. What happened here? It looked like he tried to react to the dive kick and ate shit for it. But not much shit, right? Looks like he kind of went for 6P, but did it too late. Oh, that crawl neutral. Yo, anti-fashion actions. Thanks so much for the resub. I'm going to get bodied by this hot chip, by the way. So yeah, Faust, like, neutral options in this matchup. And I'm not 100% sure what Nagoriyuki's supposed to do. I know Hotashi pinged me in Twitch chat. I think it was on Sajam stream or some shit. About what to do about... He was asking about Nage. And I was like, Nage is not the worry. RF is the worry. I didn't say that. I think I said... I forget what I said. Either way. But this matchup is like so weird. Since the patch, Faust got really buffed in this matchup. Extremely. I don't think Nagoriyuki has good options to deal with item chaos. And I think the low dive kick in this matchup is especially good. Because Nagoriyuki's mid-range options are like kind of, I feel like they're explosive, but they're not like the fastest, right? And so these dive kicks are like safer on block at a distance. They're more likely to win on exchange, right? And Faust has like crawl into like really good reaction pokes. So playing passively, you have answers. The thing is, once Nagoriyuki enters level 2, the crawl stuff doesn't work so hot. Going under pokes doesn't work so much. Hello, benevolence. Faust might not be popular. Faust always historically had a pretty low usage rate. So. Okay, what happened here? Big hit? Just went for the big read. But didn't die. Oh my god. Ridiculous. Yeah, high comedy rate. Shio Des, you want to spin of the wheel? I understand. No, you got chocolate. Chocolate bar. I love these. Look at this shit. Okay, get off the afro. Yeah! So he has this down to a science, right? Light it on fire. Force him. So here's the thing. He air blocked that jump D. You have to block that follow-up. You have to, right? Because you're put into extended air block, right? Look at that. That was all preordained. He knows that the second jump D, if it connects, will combo. The afro will explode and combo into bag. So that was all pre-planned. So this is something I want to do more because this sequence is exceptionally safe and exceptionally plus. Even if it's not like a super solid mix-up compared to like the other stuff I do, it's not like as aggressive or as offensive-minded. It's still just solid and safe. Just pressuring. Great use. Just taking the advantage he gets. Keep it up. So I wonder what he tried for here. I wonder what that was. A 6P? If you want to challenge that gap, you have to 5P. Oh, no. Oh, no. 5p or 5k is actually also pretty good. But it depends. It's like off of like... It depends what Faust is canceling from. Oh my god, denied him everything. Got the little dudes. Oh my goodness. What a character. Nice. So yeah. Anyways, 3 spins of the wheels for D4, B5. Yo, you got a free sub. Congratulations. Congrats. Congrats. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. You know what? You want a free sub to Hotashi's channel. No, you know what? Free sub to RF's channel, since we're fucking pilfering his goddamn videos, all right? Boop, 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 boop. We're going. Let's see. D4, B5. Pow. Congratulations. You got more Faust emojis. Yeah, Faust emojis. All right. Perfect. So all the free subs from the item toss wheel will go to RFs today. And maybe more this week. That's only fair. It's only fair. It's only fair. Okay, spin of the wheel. Let's go. You got 2 more. Yo, you got 110 weight? Yo, and a churro. Shio Des. What do you want? You got helium? X-Cross. You got Chibi Robo. Chibi Robo? Des Vodor. I always fucked that up. Fireworks. Passing? Yo, free sub also? To RF? Congrats. Congrats. Dang, you guys are cleaning up. That's so unlikely. God damn it. I'm going to be broke. This is my salaryman money at work. Okay, a little spin of the wheel session. Okay, anti-fashion action. Chocolate bar? Mozarty? Yo, you got a bomb? P-E-A-S. You got an oil drum. Mystic Pyro Free. Dumbbell. Lucky. You got a Chibi Faust? Dang, you guys are cashing in. Holy shit. Kirby Master? You got an Afro? Stein? Fireworks? Shio Des? You got 4 spins. Dumbbell? Tarai? Poison? Jump pad? God damn. You guys pulled item super for real. Push a bush? Oh, you were close. Chibi Robo's right next to one of the free subs. Razalicious? Donut? Push a bush again? Identikit, X-Cross, and Celestial Lethargy. Let's go. 1, 2. You were right on it. You were 1 off. Celestial Lethargy, that's for you. Vortex. Okay, that's all I can do for now. All right, that was a good sesh. Dang, 2 free subs? You guys were so close. So close. Okay. Okay, last one for Lonely Ma. You got a chocolate bar. Congrats. Okay. Back to the match. Back to the match. What was I talking about? Right. Good dive kick trade. Right. So this situation is really weird, right? Like, there are technically opportunities to punish if you're playing reactively, but he tried to Fukyo in. And you don't have to... I don't think that you necessarily have to respect this post-TP situation if you're 0. But it's hard to say. I think... How fast is Nagoriyuki 2S? But the 2S dies to dive kick, right?
Going my way!
So, in this matchup... Yo, Shio
You
Des.
won.
Thanks so much for the resub. So Faust has excellent options to challenge mid-range at 0 in this matchup. So all the things to make this matchup good are satisfied. Like all the post 2P situation is good. The post 2H situation is good. I think Faust has all the tools he needs at mid-range to like dominate this matchup. I think his defense is good enough with crawl and stuff where... Oh, nice. It's just like, I think this matchup is probably bad for Nagoriyuki. You have to be very clean with your responses on block to make anything happen, I think. And if you fail to represent like all of your options, 2S is 11 frames, 12 frames. Dang. Yeah, so that's no good. And the far S loses to crawl with a free reaction punish, right? So there's a lot going on. Yeah, doing 6H when the items are in play, that's classic Faust stuff. Classic Faust stuff. I think this is Hanzo. Hanzo cosplaying as Tokido. He's an avid Latif cosplayer as well. If you saw. Yo, Tuya. Will the digestion be posted on YouTube? Maybe. It's hard to say. I've been quite busy, so I'll probably put it on YouTube. But it's just like cutting everything up. Takes a lot of time. I've been quite busy. I have a tournament to do later today. So do I post the tournament run? Do I post the review stuff? Do I take a break? I don't know. I'm pretty nervous, but I have no choice but to do my best. I'm reading the translations at the bottom. Let's see. Do I have a full... I think I have a full window here. There we go. So he's on break in this. Fast forward. Oh, here we go. So this is my most painful matchup, but he won. He won this matchup, right? He won all of his sets. So I'm very curious to see how he approaches this matchup and whether or not we can pull anything from it. Slowing down, throwing items when he can, right? If Gio chooses... Oh, shit. I fucked up my spacing on the... on the video. It's hard to manage these windows. There we go. We're in. Okay. So I feel like if Geo is too hesitant to approach in this matchup, Faust can get a lot of items going and things get bad. I feel like here, with that dive kick is fully punishable. I don't think Geo has to respect the post dive kick situation at all at that height. That right there, you can press buttons. I think 5k is a free anti-air. 6p is also like really strong to represent and easy to time at that height. Nice dive kick though. Jumps at him. That 5H is the move I'm scared of most. 10 frame normal, big damage on counter hit. That move is so good. I was kind of hoping Banana would interrupt the cinematic. Anyways, thanks for the follow, Soga King. Very good pickup. Look at that. Gets the afro. Can Banana interrupt? Some supers. Oh, drops a punish. You have to do a falling punish on air block YRC. Very good. See, here's the thing, right? If Geo reacted to the fact that she got hit by Faust 2P here, her options open up quite a bit. Right here, that doesn't need to happen. You have like really strong buttons you can represent at that range, like 5k and stuff. And Faust really can't do a whole lot unless he does like YOLO 6p. And even then, if you press your slash normal cleaner, I think you win. Like guaranteed. That dive kick wouldn't have worked. Can you set up a reliable safe jump from weight knockdown? Maybe. I haven't checked it either. Flip kick's really good in this matchup.
Going my way!
Yo, Young Hook. How's it
Any
going?
news on the new patch?
New patch is great. Or do you mean like the new patch coming in October? Nothing. Nothing. Good trade for Geo. Haha. Little 2p interrupt. So you can reaction crawl that dash, the missile kick on reaction. But it's hard. But if you can, you get a decent punish. Yeah, I think they said October. Yeah, Tokyo Game Show, they'll probably have more to say. When's TGS? Y'all know? Nice little dive kick. So I think in this matchup that low to the ground dive kick is just very important. Very important. 29th of September. All right. It's close. Ooh, denies the throw with the 2p. Very good. Goes in. Challenges. So here's the thing, right? If Geo is dashing forward, she can play reactively and 6p that, right? If she's dashing forward, she has no reason not to like play reactively while she's moving. So you can 6p there on reaction to Scalpel. You can start dashing, block, and if you see Scalpel, you 6p. And so you gain ground, you block everything, you approach, and if Faust does anything you can punish, you just do it. You 6p the Scalpel, you go in, you full punish the item toss, you are plus if he just lets the 2H rock, right? There's a lot you can do to like hedge your bets as Geo after 2H. But if you're not doing it, right, Faust gets more and more advantage in this matchup. Like he gets away with like so much more. Very nice. Love that dive kick. What are my changes I'm hoping to see in the new patch? I'd like to see expanded defensive mechanics. Just like, I would like to see like a couple of frames added to the IBFD window. Just like 1 frame, 2 frame. That would be interesting. And that's it. I think that's actually my only request. Like whatever else they add will be interesting. I want to, oh yeah, the ability to throw bursts would be good. I want to see that. Yeah, these double forward dashes I like a lot. Ooh. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of the answering the 2H situation. Yeah, Red Muffler Man knows. I don't want IB to give a little bit of frame advantage. I don't even want it to do like technically a vacuum effect. I don't know. If they're making like, the thing is, if they make the window on IBFD too big, it completely ruins certain characters, right? So they have to make big changes to offense or defense if that shit gets too ubiquitous. So they're in a weird spot design-wise where they can't really do a lot to it without breaking the game. I think that's what they're worried about. But I would like to see a bigger window to see what that does to the game. Just like a couple frames would be enough. So I really like the low dive kick in this matchup. Look at that. See? Stuck her foot into the goddamn blender. Right? The fucking Blendtech's out there spinning. Right? Super active. Big chance for them to poke into it if they're doing something on a read. Right? Lots of active frames. You're guessing at a much wider window, timing window, by doing things with more active frames. It just keeps doing it. And Hanzo here, or Tokido, hasn't represented the fact that they can punish the low dive kick yet, or take the frame advantage. Because it's a very spacing-specific, awareness, reaction-specific thing. It's hard to do. Nice little dash up, psychic dash up flip kick, but it's not enough, right? You have to really punish Faust for that. Spaghetti, thanks so much for the follow. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the patch was going to be enough for Faust, but like it was all, and I said this in my video, it was all buffs to mid-range, and mid-range was where I thought he was weakest. Hello. She is a murder. So like, if the weakest part of Faust got side buffs, and then the corner damage situation got fixed, completely fixed, Faust was landing certain hits in the corner where he just couldn't do damage, right? If you suddenly splat with like an air, or suddenly hit them with like 2D and it splats, or 2H and it splats, right? Faust could do like 100 damage, 130 damage tops. And now Faust can do 200 damage, even more, and get Oki. As opposed to before where he just couldn't do shit, couldn't do fuck all. So his corner damage got buffed out the wazoo. People can't... There were ways to play defense where if Faust did hit you with like a low option, you weren't taking any damage and you were getting reset to neutral. And that's not the case anymore. So the wall break super was a big deal. Big deal. Big deal. Huge deal. Huge, huge, huge big deal. So... Does 5H have as much of a place as a hedge? Here's the thing. I'm watching RF play right now. The dive kick has replaced the 5H. Preemptive low dive kick is doing the same job as 5H. And it's not whiff punishable on reaction. So maybe there's a matchup where the 5H is more appropriate, but that dive kick is putting in work. I feel like I'm learning a lot. Cloud 805. All right. Soul matchup now. All right. Oh, button check. Dang. RF deserved a lot more viewers for this performance. It's tough. It's tough being a JP streamer. Like the language barrier is like a big deal. This is kind of like more of an English speaking platform, right? But also they're like what they can do for like what they can like show on stream and what they can like put on their stream is different. Like if I play copyrighted music on my stream, I'm not worried about anything, right? Like, oh, I get a cease and desist. Ooh, big spooky, big spook. My channel gets punished. Oh no. In Japan, it's literally like a federal offense. You can go to prison for that shit. Or if, I don't know what, with regards to copyrighted music, what it's like. But like copyright is a bigger deal there. It's a much bigger deal. I'm using free to use music in the background right now, but even then I have my like VOD doesn't upload music. So it's like in Japan you're limited. You can't just like fill your like even putting like Faust icons and shit, right? Is you're at the mercy of Arxes. You do prison time for your fan art or some shit. Like it's fucked up. It's actually stupid. Doesn't make sense over here, right? All right. So here's the thing. Yo, backpack rating with 135 people? Yo, lighting everyone's hair on fire. Everyone's hair. I love that alert. I love it so much. It's so bad, but it's so good. Hit everyone with afro setups. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay. So what do we got? More pressure. Very safe ender. Just like pushes him back out. Just as like, I didn't get in. I didn't get the hit. Push him out. Clean, consistent. Won't drop. Ooh, scared him. That was fake. Got hit. I wonder what he got hit by. That wasn't like a counter hit against the dive kick. God, I want more of this. My attention span is flagging. It's flagging so hard. I need more coffee. So here's the thing.
Going my way.
Yo, Red Muffler Man with the gift sub? Thanks so much. Serious? Welcome. So here's the thing. The situation post 2P is not good for Faust. In this matchup, I think running and blocking, dash blocking as Soul is actually very strong. But you have to be ready. You have to be ready to like challenge like the far S situation. All right, see ya. Red Muff. Take care. Aren't I the Anji guy? I'm not the Anji guy. Do I look like the Anji guy? So I wonder if Cloud is used to this matchup. I'm sure they've played it. But have you played against RF? The cleanest. So these far S's, right? I think Soul can represent. No idea what to do in this matchup? Yeah. You have to learn the 2H situation, the post 2H situation. Yeah, then he's fucked. He's absolutely fucked. Because the answers are very specific. The options you need to represent are very specific. Yo, he got fucked up. Yeah, you're not surviving this shit. Great punish. Get bodied, son. Matchup knowledge. Matchup knowledge. You can't sleep on this character. This character's not that bad. Great punish. My Cortana just activated. Stop it, Cortana. Holy shit. I fucking hate that thing. Just getting overwhelmed by... Oh, that was a weird cross-up. What's going on? Pushes him into banana? Doesn't do anything with it. It's hard to make use of banana. I would like banana changed. I would like to see like a easier to make use of banana. I think. I want to see like banana cause like weird acceleration when you touch it, right? Where he's just start to slide if you run into it. I think that would be interesting. Because if you push them into a banana, they start sliding backwards. Like if you block string them into it, they start going. I think that would be funny. And if you land on the banana, you could like jet towards your opponent. Just like run at them. And then you could do some cool like dash block stuff, right? It would be like temporary geo dash, right? Because you could run at it, touch it, start blocking, but you'd still slide forward while blocking. And so you could do some like interesting dash block stuff. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, saves the trumpet. Gets the trumpet. Wins neutral, right? He's ready. Forces the block situation. Just still going in. Just pressure. Safe pressure. And realizes, this is very RF. If RF realizes you don't challenge well after 5P, 2P on block, Far S is coming. Free. It's not real. It's real. It's real in the sense that he can represent other options, but he chooses not to because he realizes you don't know the matchup yet. 5P, 5P, Far S, 2H. There's a big gap there. There's like a 14 frame gap, 15 frame gap. He doesn't care. If you're not challenging there, he's not adjusting. He'll do blah, 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 push himself out to an optimal item toss range that you're also not punishing, right? Even though there are punishes there. And just winning in neutral. Winning the match. That was excellent. So now we have Apology Man. And this is what happens when you learn the matchup. Apology Man plays Faust. I tried. I was so busy this week I couldn't play with him. I really wanted to. I actually made like a Faust versus Faust matchup video as I was like looking over like stuff in training mode to try and like figure out, like get comfortable with the matchup. There's a bunch of other stuff you need to know about this matchup as well. But Faust players understand what the fuck's going on. And so this is actually, you're going to see like a pretty solid showing. I think Apology Man did the best out of all the players. I think he goofed a little in certain situations. But he played pretty solidly overall. Hello, Cash Monies. I think RF was just a smidge cleaner. And not by much. Not by much. There were only like... That was so fucking sick. Oh, Atomic Runner, you need a spin of the wheel? No, you got a wash basin. Very interesting exchange. I love the mirror. I think it's great. But I'm a fucking masochist, right? So. Great 6P. Yeah, this exchange is so fucked up, right? Having your whiff punish options on deck is very important. So they're playing West Coast of Japan, so whiff punishing is difficult. But both the far ass and the 5H whiff there, these are both whiff punishable on reaction on a real connection. It's just difficult. Yeah, Faust versus Faust is 7-3 matchup. They're both very good at it. They're at shutting down. In this matchup, I say, and I kind of repeat this, and it's been historically accurate for other versions of the Faust mirror, whoever jumps first loses. Air state is not that good in this matchup. It's very dangerous. It's a very scary situation to find yourself in. But it's not like you're helpless either. But I think the most advantageous situation is to be like jumping second relative to Faust, right? Very good. I love that OTG. So 6H does unprorated, slightly unprorated OTG damage. So these setups are actually like quite damaging. Will I ever make a .mp4 for Leo? Maybe. The thing is, I like to make .mp4 about universal mechanics. Whereas if I just do them for individual characters, it's kind of tricky. But I think Leo does have enough like character specific stuff. I just haven't been playing. I haven't run into any Leos lately. Right? Oh, so this is what I'm talking about. What happens here? Tries to make something happen with the bag. I think that's a bad idea. Like, I think this is a huge mistake. Like, what are you trying to beat with that bag? And this is where I say it doesn't seem like a big deal, but the universe just split in two, right, in this moment, right? There's a universe where Apology Man did not get hit by bag, and he actually, like, counter hit punished RF for throwing items, or picked up trumpet, right? It's small things like this. This is why cleanliness is so effective, right? Being a clean player, not making goofs, not goofing. It can lead you to a completely other reality where you are actually winning by quite a bit. Yeah. I think so little of Faust's air state in this matchup that I just don't like to do it. Well, unless he has Afro on, right? Like in this situation. Like, this is where RF makes a huge mistake. He tries to do something to deal with the Afro situation. It's not good. There might be normals that do work okay. 2K maybe? 2K might work. Yeah, item super is not necessarily that bad, especially against Faust, because Faust's a big fat guy. Just pressures. Another god of RNG RF. Very strong. Very strong. Excellent play. Excellent big brain play from RF. Throw 2 meteors. So trying to negate the situation, I think it's a shitty situation regardless of what happens here, right? So do you, like, you just can't make good things happen, right? When Chibi Faust is in play. But I think you just got to hold that. So what did he beat with that dive kick? Well, I think this is where he dropped his air dash. Yeah. He dropped his air dash. He said so on stream. He's like, fuck, drop my air dash. Cleanliness makes the difference. Don't drop your shit. Right? It's important. So here, I think this is a situation where you can actually, if you're on point, you can super jump, rising jump age, or get under at least in the bag situation against Love. But he does a lot of super high dive kick to try and challenge that, right? That's why he does the dive kick up super up top. He's priming his opponent to go for the rising jump punish against Bag. But then dive kick. Oh, my chip is here. My chip is here. We're on break. We're on break. Now, I'm not eating it now. We're doing it next weekend because I still have shit to do today. But if you want to deny me water or whatever, when I eat this hot chip, dang, best before April 26th, 2022. They covered the ingredients list, motherfucker. Okay. A Pocky 2021 hot chip. We made it. I had to order this a second time. Motherfuckers failed to deliver it. All right. Ingredients. Blue corn. Sunflower and or safflower oil, Carolina Reaper pepper, scorpion chili pepper, and sea salt. Warning: do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin, or are pregnant, or have any medical conditions. Nice. Keep out of reach of children. After touching the chip, wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or other sensitive areas. Seek medical assistance should you experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. Am I going to get salsa to go with the chip? Nah. Excellent. I know Malphite Thick also bought one.
Going my way.
Chibidon. Yo, with the tier 1? What happened? Chibidon. Risa. 2 months in a row? Thanks so much. So maybe I'll invite him on if he wants. Because it looks like I'm going to be doing this shit for a while. 24 subs? So I have to go without water or milk for 24 minutes. That's what that sub penalty goal is. So up to an hour. So if you want me to suffer longer, you can sub. Yeah, the penalty goal is going to be up all week. I didn't know, I didn't want to do anything like day of. I just wanted to, because I didn't really have I wanted to give people a chance to do it if they can't catch this stream, I guess. Right? Just give them an opportunity to duck in. I know, some people can't catch the stream. They want to feel like they had an impact on my suffering. And I honestly didn't know what interest would be like. You guys dropped a bunch of fucking subs immediately. I honestly, that's the hardest thing, right, about doing sub goals. You have no idea how people are going to respond, right? You just don't know. So what if I did it the day of and 5 people subbed and I'm just sitting there for 10 minutes and then that's it. Just tried to unpause the VOD? Dang. It's a day. You should be invested in my physical suffering. That's what we do here. That's what we do. It's all suffering. All right. We're going again. Nice counter hit. Good burst. Great jockeying for the trumpet. Great super. So he's up 2. He's up 2. I think Apology Man is exceptionally strong as a player. As a player, he's strong. He's much stronger than me at this game. I'm not historically like a high performing like champ of fighting games. Like that's not me. On a great day at a tournament, I can get top 8. But that's like the upper echelons of me performing, right? Like I'm a guy who can still lose in pools sometimes. Like, you know, I'm not like I'm not as clean and I'm not as consistent. And I think Apology Man is kind of like proven himself as like a fucking disgusting monster. Doing what he has done with this character so far. And I think with more playtime, he'll be exceptionally strong if he sticks with the game. Or if he goes on to whatever he goes on to play, actually, he'll be like disgustingly strong. I think his like reactions are really clean. I think his adjustment is good. So I don't really have much critique on that. The only critique I have in this sort of like set is occasionally, I think, just like the occasional goof, right? Like here, and this is like small optimizations, right? Small ones, right? Like you can whiff punish that 2H with your 2H, get an item. But it's hard. Like he's West Coast of Japan, right? You have to keep that in mind. Very good. Very good. So it's all downhill from here? Oh, he saw what could have been but was not. Huh? That's what it was. That's why he was so sad after this set. People are in chat, you know, telling him, oh, you did so good. You did so well. RF's a monster, blah, blah, blah. Don't pander. You don't need to console a player. That's not what they care about. They don't care about the other person being strong. They care about their own performance. It's a very weird headspace to be in. But if you're a super competitive player, you kind of get the vibe. They're not sad that the opponent was too strong. They're only thinking about the game plan they tried to enact, whether or not they perform to their expectations in moments, right? It's not about the overall performance. It's never about the overall performance. Usually there are small situations that are just like nagging you. You're like, man, I almost had it in that one situation, right? And RF is just so solid. Why do you think RF doesn't use Snip? It's very risky. Snip is always risky. And I've said this, if you see me stream before, people will be like, man, you use Snip a lot. Man, Snip is no good. And I'm like, it's only working because the people I play against have terrible defense. It's like, oh, your defense is so bad. Like, that's why it lands so much. It's like people aren't fuzzy jumping. It's exceptionally easy to get away from command grabs in this game if your fuzzy jumps are clean. Or your fuzzy backdash. Or you know when to press buttons. But I'll run into players who are like 1,500 plus level in Celestial. You didn't miss the chip. Chip is next week. Next week, chip. I just got the chip. It just came in the mail. You want a guest spot on my little chip show? You can if you want. Charity show. I don't know what my plans specifically for the show are. I'm just going to do my thing. Oh, you can join me for some suffering. We can tune in. Little Faust one's episode. Yeah. It'll probably be Friday or Saturday, I think. Maybe Sunday. I have no idea. I just said it will happen in a week. I didn't give any more information because I haven't thought about it. Very silly. I was so disappointed in the last dab. I was like, this is not hot. This is not hot. I need spice. I need spice. Healthy Kid, did you get your item toss? I'm sorry. You got Chibi Faust, congrats. Anyways, back to this. I'm trying to do a replay review. I'm getting distracted. Let's go back. Boop, 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 boop.
Going
Boop, boop,
my
boop.
way.
Time travel. Yo, hey, thanks for the sub so much. Added a minute to my suffering meter. Okay, we're back. We're back in the present. Yo, and Fish Clown, thanks for the follow.
Krackatoa.
Did y'all see that? Yo, 5 gift subs? Dang.
Going my way.
Jesus Christ. Thanks, Mr. Thick. LaShawn Connery, Oli Swed, Salt Kappa, Yashiro. Hey, welcome back. And
Going
Jerry,
my
12,
way.
12, 12. Thanks. Welcome. Welcome. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your Faust emoji. All right. Well, speaking of getting
Going
distracted,
my
here we
way.
go. All right. Great 6P. Fantastic. See, ooh. This is these are where like this is where I like swear to God, this is where the universe where Apology Man was winning or won, just like he left that universe and he went into a universe where RF is a monster. A classic Exerd and plus R dynamic is don't jump, don't throw bag. Don't do it. Just don't. Please don't. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. And I stand by this. Even if people will say otherwise or they have some thought, the situation is so awful. It's so easy for Faust to respond to that situation with rising jump H, with rising whatever. The startup on bag is just too long. It's too long and there's way too much recovery. You'll never get that out of that situation favorably. You might be able to challenge with that super high dive kick that RF does to like counter hit them, acting on rising versus the throwing the bag, but I don't like it. So watch what happens. Tries to dodge the bomb, but has Chibi Faust cover. You gotta wait. Just wait out that situation. It's okay to block the bomb. It's okay. Jumping over bomb and throwing bag like that, not good. This is ridiculous, this exchange. So that bag was done at a range where Faust doesn't have access to rising jump H on reaction. Right up here is way too far back. So that one would be way harder to punish. But if he started dashing forward on reaction to Faust jumping, maybe he'd be in range to go up and over the bag. There's a magical range at around mid-range where you can actually just like jump forward and just like go over. You can just stab over the bag for a free punish. And that would have led to full combo into like death because it would have got the wall bounce. Maybe he would have been able to convert. Maybe not. So here, I think, off this dive kick, Faust might have been able to reach with 5k for free. But it's tricky. Right here, I think 5k would have worked. And it would have beaten both mix and bomb bag. But it's hard to say. And it's hard to do. It's also hard to do. To get the 5k out on hit to beat mix is tricky. Ooh. Okay. Going in? Yeah, just eat that 50-50. It's just strong. 5D RC? Very good.
Going my
Yo,
way.
Gorlami Salami. Thanks so much. Thank you for the tier 1. Dang. Oh, big hit. Yeah, that was a good reaction 6p against dive kick, potentially. Just trying to make things happen off the mini Fausts with the 5D. I think in that situation, if he had waited, he could have got the bomb pickup. He thought the bomb was gonna like follow on impact. But I think at that range, you just like do the normal hit timing and you'll hit them into the bomb explosion. Pressure, safe pressure. Great challenge. Great challenge. See? Apology Man knows. He knows right here. Guaranteed gap. Faust is +3 here now. Apology Man is +3. And you have the same speed moves. So what the hell can RF do to extend pressure?
Krackatoa.
And this is the first time in this godforsaken string of sets where anyone challenged the situation post 2P. It was the first fucking time. All right? Pardon my French. All right? Just the first time. The first time. All right? The rest of you and this Twitch rivals, for shame. For shame. You were +3 the whole time. Didn't do shit. Didn't do shit. And this is why Apology Man is a big boy wearing big boy pants playing Faust. Perfect. Textbook. Represents far ass. So now if RF finds himself in that situation again, and we might not have time in this set, but he will have to think twice before going for that situation. Right? He now has to, now he'll probably look to other options. The set's almost over, but Apology Man was the first person to go against the grain. Oh, there's that bag again. It's a bad idea. Titans. Yeah.
Krackatoa.
Yo, Swing 000 is now following. Yeah. If you ever play Elven Shadow in +R, he'll teach you never to throw bag. He kind of like really strongly shows you why you shouldn't. Don't test the Faust in this matchup, in this mirror. Very good. Great block. So over here, let's see. Right here. Oh, not there. I missed it. Let's go back. There's a item toss on block. Where is it? Right here. So in this situation, I'm almost certain that Faust can get a guaranteed micro dash far S counter hit. But depending on the spacing and the item that comes out from the item toss, you can be punished. So you need to lab it. But I think statistically, it's actually worth going for, right? If the only thing you'll die to is like weight, but it was weight, you can take that damage and at least throw your own item. I wonder if RS mix would have worked there. It's hard to say. The spacing gets kind of like finicky at that range. So here, you'll see a post 2D situation. So RF is now -4 on block. This is a very safe low, by the way. For a low, like a 2D, for what it does, it's very safe. So Faust here is very encouraged to do like 2P, right? but 2p loses to instant dive kick, like the low dive kick, right? Remember how I said like dive kick is a very fast option? Outside of the fastest 2p, like if you do the fastest 2p possible, you'll catch the dive kick, I think. You'll catch them in pre-jump, right? You're a +4 defending this 2D. If Faust tries to jump, he won't leave until like frame 8 after you recover. And your 2P's frame 7, if that makes sense. So you're +4, you press 2P, swipe the toes, right? And you'll catch pre-jump, but it won't give you anything, right? It's only like a love tap and then puts them at 0. But dive kick is still kind of good if they're not representing the fact that they're going to do those tight 2Ps. But depending on what they go for in this situation, right? He was -4 and he did 2P. -4. He poked from a disadvantage and he counter hit Apology Man out of probably far slash. Far slash. So he's -4 doing a 7-frame normal. So that's an 11-frame 2P when you count it up, right? Well, far S is 12 frames startup. If Apology Man had done a clean 2S here, he would have exploded or traded against the 2P. Or if he had done dive kick, he would have gotten over it. He wouldn't have been plus. But, yeah. You can also block the 2P and be at advantage, even though you're already at advantage from the 2D. Or you can do your own 2P. Doing your own 2P, probably a good idea. Unless you're trying to catch backdash. So if RF was going to do 2D, backdash, which he has represented sometimes, the answer is do far S. Or dive kick, maybe. Might work. So that's the spread of options. And you have to think about, like, what options do I have? What options does my opponent normally like to do in this situation? Like after 2D, after 2P, after 5P, after 2H. And you want to try and play against the spread, right? Ask yourself, what 2 options does my opponent really like to represent in this situation, given what I know about them so far? If you can pick 2, and you're like, I'm pretty sure they love to do both of these things, and you look at your options, you might find an option that covers against both really well. After blocking 2D, a low to the ground dive kick, hits 2P, catches backdash maybe. But it does lose to other stuff. Me doing 2P will catch a Faust jumping for a small amount of damage. But it doesn't get me much overall. It's hard to say. There's a lot to think about in that situation. But you'll find that the more you think about the situation, the better idea you'll have. Ooh, caught him jumping. Caught him doing something. Yeah. It's about a spread of options. It's always a spread. There's never like one answer to a situation. You're playing the spread. And that's its own muscle you have to build. You have to build a muscle to do that. There's no way. It's not something you can just do. Some people are way better at adjusting on the fly. But it's something you train if you're not good at it. It's something you can train. Simplest game where you play against the spread? Rock, paper, scissors, right? It's the most rudimentary of spreads, right? How much should you play rock? How much should you play scissors? How much should you play paper? It doesn't actually matter, right? But imagine a game. Imagine a game of like two-handed rock, paper, scissors with like 7 options.
Going my way.
Yo, zooming.
5 kelvins.
Thank you for the 5 kelvins. Appreciate it. So, oh God, is my vernacular spreading? I apologize. I got it from the FGC, the way I talk. You spend enough time watching Arturo, you'll start talking like Arturo, even though you're from like bumfuck nowhere, Canada. You know? You watch too much Say-Jam, you know? You'll start sounding like Say-Jam. All right. You can't stop it. You cannot. You cannot. It's just like human nature. Right? I start talking like the people in my community and whatever they picked up. Yeah.
Krackatoa.
Anyways, Teacots, thanks for following. Zooming, thanks so much for the sub. All right. So, great 6P. So no punish there from RF. I'm wondering what the connection was like. Great far ass, but didn't get much out of it. Too far away. Had to just take the item toss if you wanted something. Oh, so this is a whack situation. 2 mini Fausts on screen.
Krackatoa.
What happened to them? I don't know what that jump back was. Yeah, what the hell was with those? Where did the other mini Faust go? That's weird. So this jump back, was he baiting super or something? It's hard to say. Did I already trash you? Yeah, I did. You know it. Now I will say, I never bet against you. You know? I actually missed your set when it was on. I was out getting sloshed at a company salaryman party. It was first in like a year and a half, so I couldn't miss that. Didn't 6P a single scalpel? Yeah, I was like, dang. That matchup is so wild too. It's so wild. It's like, because the options do change based on your level, like what you need to do in neutral, but they change so dynamically. Because like once you're at high level, your movement options, I just assume, I don't know like a ton about Nagoriyuki, but my big thoughts are like once you hit certain levels of blood, your movement is just neutered, right? It's like suddenly certain things that aren't real become so real for Faust because you just can't access certain like key options. Yeah. I think once you get in, it's good. But at high level, like I feel like dealing with items is harder. I'm more scared of low blood Nagoriyuki. That's the one I'm fearful of. But once you're at higher levels of blood, Faust can't really get under stuff as easily. His whiff punishes get weaker. Yeah. So it's like, and if you do end up spending all that money, right, on blood to make things happen, and items get out of control, or Faust manages to escape, it's like, what do? You just got to sit there. High blood Nagoriyuki is the worst at stopping item chaos, right? I'd say certain even problem matchups I consider like problem matchups like Geo, their movement is so kind of like streamlined or static. It's like Geo can only go like a certain distance. Nagoriyuki has this stuff locked behind blood. Pot only has access to armor moves. They kind of like lack the same options that normal run characters have to like maneuver around items, get around items. Yeah. But I think the damage situation against Nago is like, it's like, oh, well, he still deletes you on hit. And it doesn't actually like take much for Nagoriyuki to get in, right? It doesn't take like a lot, but every whiff can potentially be turned into that RNG chaos, right? Like, because of the patch, Faust's whiff punishes actually got super buffed in this matchup. Before, it was almost impossible to like whiff punish certain normals at range. But that small buff to 2H meant that now you can like just play in footsie range and get reaction whiff punishes that you couldn't get before. It would require like a microdash, like just frame maneuver to get the whiff punish. And now you can just like, oh, just press the 2H. You can get it. And RF is very clean. Super clean. So he's excellent. And no one has like the matchup experience yet. So I was going over that. I felt like to challenge mix, you were pressing the wrong button maybe. I think in pressure you have to press 5P actually, or 5K. But it's hard. It's hard to time. You did bomb bag after the first thing you did? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Some bomb bags are harder to challenge than other bomb bags. It's based off the spacing the dive kick lands, the height. It changes the option you need to do on block. And if you don't have access to blood, if your blood's jacked, you're playing into like mix if you do something to like you can't cover like every option necessarily. So there's like high far out dive kick, there's deep high dive kick, there's low far out dive kick, and then there's low dive kick. And they all sort of have different optimal answers to them based on spacing. And I think Nagoriyuki kind of like lacks that. If you have access to super and stuff, things change, but I didn't see, like, he wasn't really playing into that, right? See, but thank you for stopping by. Hotashi, everyone. Lord of the Dakimura. Hotashi. Have a good day. God of emotes. Best emotes in the biz. Best emotes. So, hammers. Lots of hammers. Great pressure. Just like it all got blocked, but it's so scary. High-low after high-low. Well, that was just one high. But, right? It's hard to block. I think on PC, on a good connection, you can block 5D on reaction. But it's hard. Great punish. So what happened here? Why didn't that connect? Just too far away. Just too far away. Let's see. Just sticks him in. But good negation on Apology Man's part. And here's the thing. When Faust is at 0, right? What can Faust press here at 0, right? He can also press far S and trade, right? But here in this situation, I think it's almost a good idea to represent 6P, like YOLO 6P sometimes. It's really hard to say. But I like denying the Faraz by just like showing off 6p sometimes. But obviously that's super risky, right? If you whiff it, you get whiff punished if they press nothing. But if they press nothing, right? 2p Gatlings into 6p? I mean from defense, not on offense. But maybe on offense as well. It's super risky. If you're playing conservatively, you just hold that shit, right? Because like if you block the Faraz, if you block here completely, you're at advantage as Faust, I feel. I think. I'm sure of it. I've labbed the options. You need like the optimally spaced 2H to be safe or to be at advantage. Otherwise, there's options you can represent that are pretty strong. Oh, scary. So caught the super PRC, I believe. Right here. So he PRC'd, got hit. It was a good burst to deny the combo. This is bad, though. Picking up that Afro was... Did he have to pick up that Afro? Good burst. Did not have to pick up this Afro. I think picking up Afro in this matchup is like... it's like deleterious, right? Don't do it. Oh, yeah. See, I don't like those. I don't like those at all. Those bags. I would just like land into whatever. Jump back if you have to. Keep your double jump on deck to counterplay against air throw, but just fall back to the ground. As soon as you throw bag, that's like asking to get punished. Only throw bag with explicit purpose. That's my tip. If you have an option that like that loses to bag, like pot hammerfall, right? They're gonna start it up and like drive right into it. Then bag is like a good idea, right? But against Faust, who's already kind of like sitting there watching you, doing nothing, doesn't really have like big committal options outside of like Faraz. And even then, that's kind of fast to recover. The bag loses its effectiveness. Scary. Ooh, air blocked. Was probably trying to deny the RC shenanigans. Oh, I bet you tried a 6p. Saw what could have been, but was not. Cleanliness is everything. Cleanliness is everything. And there's that 5K that I talked about.
Krackatoa.
No Purple Fire TV. Boop. Yeah. So he could have, if RF had timed that better, he would have won completely. Wouldn't have even been in like a trade. Truth or dare? Thanks so much for the follow. Oh shit. Event. Tournament. We're done. We're done. Bow. Get that out of here.